Live. Hey, happy Tuesday. You know what that means? We are here, ready to go. And guess who's going to join me? This is Russ, Agency 258, and this is Marketing Ideas at Work. And coming on board is guess who? Guess who? Marian's. There she is.
Here I is.
I know. It was like, okay. I was blown away. And thank you so much, Marian. How are you today?
I am super fantastic. This is Marketing Ideas that Work. Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock Central Time. What's it like in Arizona, Russ?
You know, it's going to be 80 degrees and sunshine here.
Oh.
And it is 10 o'clock Arizona time because for some reason it's just that way. And I'm so excited about this show, Marian, that it's and for those of you that are listening on the podcast, welcome. Like and share. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you know the routine. Like and share. Woohoo! We have a great time. And this is an exciting day because it's Tuesday. And one of the things that we love to do on Tuesday is go over our ideas of marketing ideas that work and talk about what we've seen, what we've heard, what we've experienced, and share them with you. So I know that this has been an exciting week for you. You were in Dallas last week, right? So do you want to give us an update on what that was like and what we can learn from that experience you had traveling to Dallas to another expo?
Sure. So anybody who knows me fairly well or better knows I love to travel. If you invite me somewhere and I can get away, I am so there. So a friend of mine lives in Dallas, or she lived outside of Dallas, another business owner. Uh-huh. And she said she was going to the Dallas Small Business Expo. And I said, oh, the Small Business Expo. Okay, that sounds like me. So I hopped in my car. I zoomed over to Dallas. Well, I took my time. I didn't zoom. Yeah. I don't think I even sped. You know, you put podcasts in your ears and you can just travel down the road nice and easy. The flow of traffic was fantastic. It was great. So I get there, spend the night with my friend. We drive into Dallas the next day, and it's a full day of nothing but exciting, cool, new, innovative stuff that's going on. All kinds of marketing companies, all kinds of different ideas on what would help a business. They had workshops. They had, my favorite was the speed networking area. So they had
How did they have that set up? Because you've had events in the past where you've had speed networking taking place, and it's always been fascinating to me, and it's really been productive. So how did they set it up? So, you know, anybody watching this or listening to this can set one of theirs up.
Okay, so I'm going to go into the speed networking a little bit. We'll put the other stuff to the side for just a minute because I think it is important what you're asking. So typically, the speed networking events are an event all in themselves. You get invited to them. It's a big to-do. It's at a nice place. They might have a speaker, but the focus is on, like speed dating, two business owners exchanging their stuff really quick. So you have approximately 3 minutes total, five if it depends on the company, 5 minutes total to get your message across. They get their message across, you exchange cards, and you're on to the next person.
Right.
So this is a little different, and I'll tell you why it's so needed at an expo, a business expo, because not only are the people there renting booths that are business owners wanting you to interact with them, buy their stuff, whatever they want, everybody that comes is either looking to buy a business, already in business, or they're somehow related to a business. So they were trying to pitch to the people that had bought tables. And that's annoying to someone who just paid thousands of dollars for a booth, sent
Right.
their employees, had all the brochures, the backdrops, everything, to have someone pitching them.
Right.
So that is like a big sign as you walk in the door, no pitching to the people that have the tables. Well, they want to do it anyway because that's why they're there. They want to tell everybody about their business. So I think they did a great thing by having the speed networking there so that the people that come, the attendees, can
Right.
talk to other business owners legally without anybody hassling them.
Yeah, and when you said that and you told me that there was a speed networking at an expo, my brain was like going, wait a second. How does it? Because I think it's a great marketing idea. It's a great way to influence and change behavior of the people attending, right? Because if everybody has something to sell, and it's because it's probably a business to business expo instead of a business to consumer expo, right?
Correct.
So there's an opportunity for everyone to be engaged. So that's fascinating to me.
Oh, I love it. I would stay there all day, but they have it set up so that it's 1 hour at a time. So you
Right.
stand in this long line, and the people who paid to be a platinum get in first. So I didn't even make the first round. I had to wait 2 hours to get in. So that I think that they should maybe make it bigger because you could see how popular it is.
Right.
Right. So the lady I was with, she was a platinum, so she got in both hours. She got 2 full hours of speed networking, which I was very jealous, I have to admit. Had I known, I would have upgraded.
Yes.
Anyway, the second thing I absolutely loved that was for people like us was in the middle of the expo. They had a square, and inside the square was nothing, but on the outside was a big table that went around.
Uh-huh.
And they had all the places that you could put your business cards in, little holders, and your brochures, so that you could go around the whole table and pick up anybody that you were interested in networking with.
Wow.
There must have been 400 cards there.
Well, and they do these, the organizer that I looked at the site, and the organizer actually does holds these events around nationally. So, and the thing that also we've talked about because expos and events like this are what prompted our entire process of follow-up leads. So that's, it's like 90% of the people that go to those expos don't follow up. So what does that mean? If you're in the 10%, might be able to get some business out of that.
I think that if you had a follow-up system, you would do a much better than people who never follow up. Hello.
I'm just saying, right?
Once again, Russ, you can tell me, because we've had this conversation since I've been back from Dallas. How many business owners do you think I met with that day? Hundreds, right?
Yeah, hundreds.
How many have followed up with me?
0.
2.
2. All right. 2. 2 have followed up with you so far.
2 have followed up with me so far. One guy is fascinating. He's a business coach, and he's fascinating. And he doesn't live anywhere near me, so it was really cool. We set up a video chat, and we did it on Zoom, which I absolutely love. Everybody knows I love Zoom. And it was fantastic. We are the best of friends. He's coming to Houston for an event. He even bought my ticket to this event because we got along so great. Don't be afraid to follow up with people. There are wonderful people out there that you haven't met yet. And by not following up with them, you're missing opportunities. We're going to work together. I know this guy is just fantastic. And he followed up. One of the 2 people that followed up with me. How about that?
Yeah.
Follow up freedom, right?
Yep. Followupleads.com is an opportunity for you to actually allow us to help you set that up, right?
That's right.
And so So the rest of the expo, and you're going to wrap up with the rest of the expo and some of the events and activities around that, because it was kind of a unique experience, and it's going to be here in Phoenix at some point in time.
Well, you can better believe I'm going to be there. I had so much fun, and I made so many great contacts that I want to go to every one of them. There's like 1 or 2 a month, right? Sometimes 3 a month. Oh my God, I better buy a motorhome, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, can the company pay for that, Russ?
Sure.
Yay!
Sure. Yeah, so we'll have to use sponsor stickers all over the outside of the motorhome.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Get our sponsors to pay for it.
So what other marketing ideas that we did you pull away from that you felt were valuable enough to share with our audience here?
Well, I thought that this expo was much, much better at being friendly to the people that walked by. I've been to some expos where, it's just employees and they could care less. They're on their phone, and these were business owners, most of them. And they were like right there with a big smile. Hey, how's it going? Inviting you in. You could tell that they were invested. So I think that's part of it. Somebody told me the other day, Russ, you're going to love this. Marian, the reason why you're doing so well is because of your enthusiasm. And I thought,
it's contagious, right?
So what does that tell people? If you love your products and services, if you love your clients, if you really want to grow, it's going to show, right?
Yeah.
That was her perspective. Now, I know there's other things that help me, like my genius friend Russ here, who helps with all the technology.
Well, and I think that there's a part of that that's correct. I mean, you are enthusiastic about what you're doing, and you're passionate about what you're able to help others with, and that's all part of. That's why I think we're kind of focused on the marketing aspect of it. And we're not traditional marketing people in terms of doing ads or billboards or radio or television like that. And so it's not everyone is. We're not for everyone. However, there's a lot of creative ideas that we've developed over time, and I think I shared it on Facebook how many different pictures we've been and tagging we've been involved in. It's like, wow, we've been doing things for a while now. It's like, this is fantastic. And the point is that it's about relationships. It's about building relationships. It's about following up, actually having a conversation and taking the time to ask the right questions, ask better questions. It's not about what I can do. It's about what I can ask about you. How are you doing? How can I help you? And I think people are so anxious and so ready to say buy my stuff that they forget about the other person on the end. And Amazon is just totally detached everybody from the buying process of talking to a person. And so, you see where stores are closing down, Blockbuster's closing down, Target's, Sam's Club, all of these stores are closing. And it's kind of sad because ultimately we still have relationships with the individuals. And I think if we can develop a relationship and be a little different, I think you're going to make a lot of headway this year in developing your relationships in marketing. So that's just my 2 cents. That's my opinion. The opinions of this person are not shared throughout the universe, but I think it's great that you can actually have a conversation with people, and you're that way. You go into a location, you go to an expo or something, and you meet people, and then you become friends with them, and you're a people collector, right?
I have been called that.
Yeah. Guilty as charged, right?
Yes, I have been. I've been called a people collector.
Yeah. So anything else that you want to add from the event that you wanted to think about or share?
Well, I am really all about building that relationship that Russ was talking about, and everything is different. Okay, so the relationship I have with Russ is different than the relationship I might have with you, but it's still building a relationship which will do several things for your business. It will help people remember you when someone has a need. So I'm going to give you an example. We have a networking group here in Houston that Agency 258 runs, and we invite people in from all walks of life. Almost every single time we have people there that are looking for a job or they're looking for a business, which I think is fascinating. People just come, they feel comfortable coming in, but there's a core. There's a core of people that come every single time. We meet twice a month, and there's a core of people that show up. And as they do, the other members start to get to know their story. They get to see their personality. They start connecting with them. And then when they hear somebody that has an issue or a problem or something that they know can be solved by one of the other members, they are there to do it. So I encourage a lot of different types of communication and networking and building relationships, whether it be online or in a group where you actually physically meet people. Either way, I think it's great.
Well, and the same thing happens in our mastermind groups, right? I mean, when you know people that you can know, like, and trust and develop a relationship with. I mean, if I'm going to go buy something, if one of my friends sells that something, right?
Well, that's just it. I want to tell you the story about what happened last week at the networking event. So I'm online on Facebook, and a friend of mine who I've only met once that lives in Austin was complaining that she got turned down by her life insurance company because of something that happened over 3 or 4 years ago. Like she was on some medication or something happened. And because of that, she got turned down. Well, she never dreamed. She's living a healthy life. She's exercising. She doesn't drink, smoke, and she got turned down. Well, I heard over the last few months, this gentleman in our networking group who says, I shop all of the companies and find the best fit for you. He's not dedicated to one company. So I reached out to him and said, would you be able to help this woman? And I listed everything that she said, and he said, absolutely, have her contact me. Well, that probably wasn't going to happen. I didn't know her that well. So I reached out to her on Facebook and said, I have a friend, not a business. I have a friend who says he could probably help you. Would you like an introduction to him? So I made it comfortable for them, and he made a sale, and she got what she needed. It was the perfect opportunity to share how that works by building those relationships.
Isn't it interesting when you can help someone like that? How did that make you feel?
Oh, I'm still on cloud 9. I was able to help both of them.
Right. So it's just so heartwarming to hear stories like that. And it costs you nothing. Like I always say, smiles are free, right? And
10 minutes of my time.
Yeah, and you took a moment of your time to make an introduction, and now she has life insurance, and she feels better about what's going on. And also, your friend has a new policy holder. That's fantastic.
Yes.
So when you're open to opportunity and you're listening and you're paying attention to the business that you're in, or you're thinking about your friends or your network and people in your network and in your environment, then all of a sudden, if you're providing value like that, people start asking you more questions. They start coming to you for a resource. So you may not have the business, and that's where people, I think, might not necessarily think all the way through it, is because if I can't help you, between you and I, we probably know somebody that can, right? Almost I can't imagine a circumstance that somebody in our network couldn't help someone else in our network. So when you're thinking about it that in those terms, be the resource, help others, and do good work, and it's a very simple equation, right?
That's right.
It's like you should meet somebody.
Yes, right? Yes. Well, Russ, if you don't mind, I'd like to switch topics just a little bit.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Okay. So we have a new blog post out this week, which we do every week. Every Monday comes a really cool new blog post. And this one, to me, is very, very thought-provoking. The title is How to Stay Motivated as an Entrepreneur. And I think that this is such a great topic, especially for us, because we have not always been a success. In our own minds, we might have been a success, but our bank account said otherwise, right?
I would almost turn that around. I mean, it's like, I think sometimes we're not a success in our own minds, and that causes our own challenges, right?
Well, the bank account was what I was talking about. The bank account told me, right? That you
the real indicator, huh?
You're not as successful as you might think you are.
Yeah.
But I think it's really great to see that we are real people. And this is really about our story, about the struggle, about the hard times, and how we just kept going. We're like the Energizer bunnies. You cannot stop us. There's nobody that can talk us out of it. We are here for the long run. We want to help you as a business owner grow. We'll help you think about, anytime that you need to stay motivated. Just look at our story.
Yeah. There's very few things that we haven't experienced, right?
Yeah.
It's like the struggle is real. And that's just if you're an entrepreneur or a freelancer or a contractor of any kind. And that's where business is going. I mean, more and more businesses are going into a freelancer contractor environment.
Yes.
Where they're independent, they're not part of the organization. And I think over 30% now of the U.S. workforce is now independent contractors or freelancers or solopreneurs.
And
that's a staggering number.
You don't have to fit into somebody else's mold. You can make your own mold. And I love the image that you posted, Russ, about Coke only sold 25 bottles their first year.
Isn't that amazing?
I never knew that. Right?
Yeah.
I think it's fascinating, and you just have to think about it. So when you're starting a brand new business, or let's say you're counting on your business because you got laid off or whatever, yes, you might have to get a part-time job to hold you over until you start making money. Then again, you might not. You might be a success right away, and then you have other problems, right?
Well, there's always going to be different problems, and that's why how many times we've had a conversation around, find joy in the journey, because it's all about, okay, how am I going to work through this, or how am I going to deal with that, or and it's not always a problem. It's like sometimes you have so much business that you don't know how you're going to get it all done, and you have to figure out how to get it all done and delegate it, and help find other people to help you. And
okay, so I have another story.
Okay.
You know me, I tell my stories. All right. Okay, so I was coaching a client this morning. As a matter of fact, this came up. So she was like, well, Marian, how in the world am I going to make a living? I mean, I got all these things going on, but, nothing's really bringing in money. I don't know, I'm trying this and I'm trying that. And I said, okay, let's stop right there. I said, you don't have to fit into somebody else's mold, because that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to fit herself into somebody else's mold. I said, look at me. Okay. I am successful at like affiliate marketing. I've been making money year after year, month after month for a long time, because I teach or talk or share things that I love. Okay. Like AWeber. I've been using AWeber since day one. And I tell people about it. And if they use my link, I'll help them learn the software. So don't try to fit yourself into me or my mold. Think about what you are good at, what you would like to talk about. So I asked her some questions. I said, okay, so what have you done in your past? What are you interested in doing in the future? So we talked about how she loves to teach, or used to in her previous lives, she used to love to teach women how to do their own modifications in the home. What do you call that? Not construction, but remodeling.
Decoration, remodeling.
Yeah. So I said, well, you could do YouTube videos. You could talk on a podcast. You could write blogs all about tips and tricks on how women can do their own modifications or remodeling or whatever. And her eyes lit up. I'm telling you, she had no concept of this. And sometimes it takes somebody else to pull it out of you.
Right.
And that's okay. That's what coaches are for. Now, I'm not a traditional coach. I just help my clients when they get stuck or they need help. And that's fine.
Sure.
But you could find a friend, a neighbor. We'll help you.
How often have you talked to somebody that just needed the permission to, they're just waiting for permission? Because we're all, at some point in our lives, we're waiting. It's like, okay, I have to do this until I can do that, right?
Absolutely.
When in fact,
don't wait.
Yeah, don't wait. It's like the only thing you're going to hate is regret, right?
That's right. So if you want to read this blog post, which I highly recommend that you do because it's fascinating, you just go to agency258.com and you'll see a blog tab. You can just click on that blog. And this one is about how to stay motivated as an entrepreneur, because it really is time consuming and you have a lot of learning to do. There's things that you have to do. Now, here's one recommendation I'm going to make, and I know that everybody will, not everybody, but a lot of the audience today will be rolling their eyes.
Yeah.
You need a partner. You need somebody that can do what you don't like to do or you can't do, especially when it comes to technology. And if you can't find a traditional partner, partner with us. We'd be happy to take care of your technology for you. Don't let that stop you. And that's what stops people.
Wait. Don't wait.
No, don't wait. If you wait, Russ and I are in a program on prosperity, and one of the things we learned last night was a really good lesson for everybody, and that is, if you put off your dream, you might not be around to even experience that dream. You just keep putting it off because you have benefits now and you don't want to retire early, or whatever the problem is, or whatever the issue is. You can start slow. You can start off slow and gather steam and then launch, right? Bigger.
Well, and sometimes the only thing we're working for is to gather more stuff. And it's like,
No, we don't need more stuff. We need more friends, and we need more time.
Relationships and helping others is just really, it gives us a lot of pleasure in our lives. It gives us a lot of enjoyment. That's how. Don't you agree?
I do, and I feel like I've talked the whole half hour, Russ. Time is already over, but I just have this energy inside of me that needs to come out. I want to help people. Russ wants to help you. Let's get started. Don't wait, okay? We're not trying to sell you anything here. We just want you to go. And we want to be your supporters.
And I did love that story last night. It's like, the things the gift that she received. And we'll have to, sometimes taking the time to spend with family and friends is the best gift you can have. And well, if you know us, that's why I'm in Arizona, because, spending time with my family is important to me. So, but
yes,
we are Agency 258. This is Marketing Ideas That Work. If you're watching us on YouTube, Crowdcast, our website, thank you. If you're listening to this on a podcast, just really appreciate, and we have a lot of gratitude for everything you're doing. If you want to join us on the live show and you have a thought or you wanted to join in the conversation, we're always open to invite you and guests onto the program. We don't bust you over the head with a lot of promotion and marketing or anything like this. This is a conversation about marketing ideas that are working. We've talked about the expo, speed networking, getting started. The struggle is real and motivated as an entrepreneur. These are all topics that are relevant to everything we're doing. Right, Marian?
That's right, Russ. And we love it.
And we invite you into our world and invite you to have a conversation with us. So every single week we're here. We love you. And what do we say?
Have a nice day.
You enjoy your day.
Oh, yeah. Enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day. All right, Mary. Until next time, we'll catch you later.
Bye. Later, Gators.